welcome to a slightly late The Monocled Gamer video post. I apologize for it being a little late, but in the process of working on today's subject, I realized that I really needed to do 2 videos, which pushed back the production time. Anyway, here we are, ready to bring you the Old Republic Blowout. Not that I'm going to tell you everything about the game, because I am nowhere near anything about the game, but I know a good bit. I spent this whole past weekend playing the beta, between dodging family members trying to celebrate Thanksgiving. I tried to celebrate Thanksgiving. Don't get me wrong, I love my family, but Old Republic beta, I mean, come on. It's the only time I'll get to play before it releases, in less than 3 weeks actually, which is spectacular, I might add. Now, the Old Republic beta was really a fantastic experience. If you want to read about graphics, sound, the interfaces, combat, skill trees, that kind of thing, go check out Monday's written post on themonocledgamer.blogspot.com. That's all there. Today we're talking about what the Monocled Gamer is all about, which is story. Just the story. And as part of the story, we're going to be talking about companions, which in true BioWare fashion are just fantastic. We're going to be talking about flashpoints, which are lovely, and we're going to be talking about dialogue. In an MMO, we're talking about dialogue. How cool is that? Okay, so to begin, Star Wars The Old Republic takes place within the same general time frame as the Knights of the Old Republic series. Now, I know you diehard pure fans, which, to be honest, I'm on the higher tier of, are going to point out that it is not. It takes place after those events by a few hundred years. Well, yes, you're right. It does. But it's still the same general period. Hence, the Old Republic. We're not anywhere near Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, anything like that. Just nowhere near that. We are at, as of our knowledge right now, one of the greatest iterations of the Republic there has ever been in the history of a galaxy far away a long, long time ago. The Republic is powerful. It spans this massive series of planets around the galaxy. And the Jedi Order in particular is very, very large at this time. There are Jedi on most worlds, and Jedi temples are huge. Really, on the opposite side of the coin, you have the new Sith Empire that's been building up for years in the darkest corners of space and has now revealed itself to be huge in and of itself, to be a true armada worthy of taking on the Republic. And that's the conflict that you come into in Star Wars The Old Republic. You come into it either choosing to be a Sith or a Republic character, I suppose, and trying to help one side win victory, to gain control of the galaxy. Now, on each side of the coin, the Republic has 4 character classes available. Sith have the same. Those classes are completely different, however. Republic has the Trooper, which is a heavy armor, big guns kind of guy. The Smuggler, which is the Han Solo type. So with the Smuggler, you're going to be seeing more stealth, like cloaking, that kind of thing. And then you have the wow, that was bad. The Republic has the Jedi Knight, which is a combat melee class, and the Jedi Consular, which is basically a casting class. On the flip side of the coin, you have the Sith Inquisitor, the Sith casting class, also a Dark Jedi, or Sith. The Sith Warrior, which is the opposite hand of the Jedi Knight. Instead of the Smuggler, the Sith pick up the Imperial Agent, which is pretty cool. It works pretty well as a specialty class with abilities that cover a lot of things, but it is actually a potent healer as well, which is cool. And then my personal favorite, and what I spent the weekend playing as, the Bounty Hunter class, which can double as an off-heal, surprisingly, but primarily serves as a DPS or an off-tank, depending on your specialization. And each of those classes branches off into 2 advanced classes at level 10, and you pick from there, and those classes level, and all that stuff. I'm not really going to get into that much. Those are the kind of things that you can look up on GameTrailers.com, or better yet, on SWTOR.com, SWTOR's website. where you're going to find character progression videos and all that kind of thing. That's not what I'm talking about. Let me check the time. Okay, don't have a ton of time, so let's do this. The story in the Old Republic is better than I'd hoped. I seriously and honestly mean that. As you know, I have been really hard on games for not having great stories, and I've completely lauded games for having stories that are really worthy of overcoming their faults. The Old Republic is really a meeting of the best of both. It captures all of the best parts of MMOs. Yes, it's going to be like WoW, but to be honest, all MMOs are like WoW, and WoW is like all MMOs. They all use similar features, because if they didn't, you wouldn't be able to really play. It'd be like building a car with square wheels, because someone else invented the circular ones, and you don't want to be like them, so you're going to use the square one. How stupid is that? Yes, it's like WoW. Get over it. It's a different game, and in my opinion, it's a better one. In WoW, you spend your time leveling by grinding, killing mobs, and yeah, you have missions that you follow, and yeah, there's a story, but you don't give a crap about it. You really don't. Star Wars The Old Republic, honestly, I was at times skipping secondary missions that had great experience and rewards just because I wanted to know what happened to my guy next. Every character class has its own independent story that follows its own run. And in that story, in the BioWare style of the dialogue wheel, you have choices. You can decide whether people live or die. You get 4 light side points or dark side points based on those kind of decisions, and much more complicated ones too. And really, it's just so fun to play flirtatious Jedi Knight. Or what I did, I played an honorable, almost good, really, bounty hunter. I did the job, but I didn't kill more than I had to. And characters reacted to me differently because of that, and that was fantastic. The story is really unique. For the bounty hunter, I was involved with something called the Great Hunt, which is basically this giant bounty hunting competition covering the whole galaxy. And I started off just trying to make my way into this competition, and honestly, it was really interesting. The first couple minutes of the game are, after you make your character, are a little slow, just because it's filling in a lot of gaps. But pay attention, because it matters. And it's worth it. I mean, by the time I finished, I was level 14 with a bounty hunter, and I had a level 6 or 7 Jedi Knight, just because I wanted to see the flip side of the coin a little bit. I love my bounty hunter. To be honest, the other reason I started a Jedi Knight was because I wanted to save the story reveals for when I can make my official Jedi, or make my official bounty hunter when the game releases. I want to be able to really take the time to go through the story and not keep rushing through it because I only have until the end of the weekend. It really was fantastic. That time was just superb in the game. I mean, you learn so much about your character, and you decide so much about your character. Your demeanor is entirely up to you, and how you deal with situations is completely up to you. The story for the Jedi Knight was also interesting, honestly. I mean, yeah, you're a Jedi Knight. You serve the cause. You're a force of peace and honor. Force of peace, that's ironic. But anyway, and yet there's nuance. And a large part of that customization is in the companions and the rapport you have with them. So that's for part 2 of the Old Republic Blowout, mostly for the YouTube time constraints. So anyway, click on it should be on the right side of your right side of your screen. Your right, my left. Click on the part 2. You want to know about companions and flashpoints? You really do. I promise. See you in a minute.